Dr. Elara Vossner. Research log. Log entry 47. Date 3/12.4.9. Prosperon calendar. Today marks a pivotal moment that challenges years of skepticism and academic dismissal. The artifact uncovered in the Viridian Basin shows properties aligned with my Xantharian theory, contradicting the previous Zavarian classification. Its faint blue luminescence appears to respond to touch, potentially indicating advanced recognition technology. Keller's scans have identified unique energy signatures, unlike anything recorded in our systems. This discovery could reshape our understanding of Prosperon's history. Yet the artifact's rhythmic pulse emits a strange, unsettling glow that defies easy explanation. Despite my enthusiasm, I find myself experiencing an uncharacteristic hesitation when handling it directly. The scientist in me demands answers, but some deeper instinct urges caution. Nevertheless, we are moving it to Arco Prime for detailed analysis, where its mysteries may finally be unraveled. Log entry 48. Date 3/12.4.12. Prosperon calendar. Chief Researcher Sarah continues to undermine my work at every turn. His thinly veiled threats about funding cuts would typically anger me, but today's events have rendered his skepticism irrelevant. The artifact activated during preliminary examination, projecting holographic symbols across the lab walls. Sarah's face when he realized this technology was actively responding to us was almost worth the years of dismissal. This is the validation I've sought, yet I find myself wondering, if my theory about the Xantharians is correct, what else might I be right about? And more disturbingly, why is this technology recognizing something in us? The symbols appeared to reconfigure themselves when different researchers approached. Such specific response patterns suggest a level of sentience, or at least adaptive programming far beyond our current technological understanding. Log entry 52. Date 3/12.4.33. Prosperon calendar. I'm recording this entry from the expedition campsite, 2 kilometers beneath Arco Prime. How these caverns remained undetected on our surveys defies explanation. Even more concerning is Lyra's deteriorating condition. Her Lex Medius abilities are becoming increasingly volatile as we descend, despite her sonometry dampeners. We've discovered what I believe to be the Shruvan Rai Gate, described in fragmentary Xantharian texts. Its geometric construction seems to defy our understanding of physical space. According to our scans, I'm hopeful this will provide definitive proof of my theories. But watching how the structure affects Lyra gives me pause. There's an interaction occurring between the gate and her, and I believe it is due to her strong connection to Lex Medius. Preliminary readings suggest energy transfer at quantum levels. If I'm interpreting the data correctly, the gate is somehow reading Lyra's neural patterns. I've instructed her to maintain distance, but her scientific curiosity rivals my own. I fear we may be approaching a threshold beyond which standard protocols become meaningless. Log entry 53. Date 3/12.4.34. Prosperon calendar disaster. Lyra has been pulled through the gate after it activated in response to her touch, which caused a syntax bleed in the area. Her dampeners shattered completely when she made contact. The structure is now stabilized into what appears to be a functioning portal. Sarah wants to seal the cavern and pretend this never happened, but readings indicate Lyra is still alive. More incredibly, her Lex Medius signature has amplified tenfold. If the ancient texts are accurate about the syntax nodes, this could revolutionize our understanding of Lex Medius and potentially solve any energy crisis on Prosperon. I've convinced Sarah to authorize a rescue mission, though I suspect his interest lies more in the potential technological applications than in Lyra's welfare. I share his interest in the technology, but not at the cost of abandoning our colleague. We begin preparations tomorrow. The ethical implications weigh heavily on me. How far should we pursue this knowledge if the cost might be measured in lives? And yet, To turn back now seems equally unethical. I've requested additional safety equipment and insisted on military inscribers for the rescue team. Their presence may complicate our scientific objectives, but I cannot in good conscience proceed without maximal precautions. Log entry 55. Date 312.5.1 Prosperon calendar. What we found defies all expectations. The pocket dimension contains a perfectly preserved Syntherian installation with a massive liquid crystalline structure, unmistakably a syntax node. And Lyra, I scarcely know how to describe what we encountered. She stood before the node, her body enveloped in what first appeared to be some type of robes, but which closer inspection revealed to be a semi-fluid matrix of energy patterns conforming to her biological form. The material, if it can be called that, seemed to shift between states of matter, sometimes appearing solid, other times translucent and flowing like liquid crystal. More disturbing still was her movement, precise, deliberate, with a fluidity that no human muscle structure should be capable of producing. Her eyes periodically emitted the same blue glow as the artifact, and her vocal patterns displayed harmonic overtones outside the range of human speech production. She claims to be hosting a Syntherian consciousness called Ket Maurice. The implications are staggering and disturbing. According to Lyra/Ket Maurice, the Syntherians have discovered untapped potential within humans due to our Elegit gene. This genetic anomaly apparently forms a natural connection to their Shruven-Rai energy technology. The truth is far more remarkable. The Elegit gene is actually a natural evolutionary response to the Syntherians' Shruven-Rai energy patterns. The Syntherians, who lived on this planet long before humans arrived, developed similar neural adaptations that allowed them to perceive and manipulate these energy fields. According to Ket Maurice, this ultimately gave them the ability to build the syntax nodes to avert their own energy crisis. When the Syntherians realized the potential of this connection, they built their technology to interface directly with these neural adaptations. But what fascinates Ket Maurice is our Elegit gene and its untapped potential regarding the abilities it's conferring on some of us. The capabilities we've only begun to explore with our Lex Medius practitioners may be just the surface of what's possible. I'm torn between scientific wonder and philosophical implications. We didn't inherit the Syntherians' technology or genes. We independently evolved parallel adaptations to the same environmental factors they once did. It's convergent progression on a DNA level. The scientist in me is fascinated by this cosmic coincidence. The human in me remains cautious about what walking this parallel evolutionary path might mean for our species. Will we face the same challenges they did? Are we destined to repeat their history, or can we forge a different path? I've obtained tissue samples from Lyra, with her consent, though I question whether she's fully herself, and I'm conducting comparative analyses against her baseline readings. The preliminary results suggest neurological restructuring occurring at an accelerated rate. If these changes are reversible remains to be determined. Log entry 57. Date 312.5.3 Prosperon calendar. We managed to save Lyra and bring her back to the surface, though save may be a presumptuous term until we better understand what's happening to her physiology. Ket Maurice warned us about a dangerous sect of the Syntherians that ultimately led to the downfall of their civilization. According to this entity, his entire species had been wiped out, and what we were communicating with was merely a construct preserved within the syntax node, a sophisticated echo of a consciousness rather than the consciousness itself. With this ominous warning, the Ket Maurice construct faded from within Lyra. She collapsed immediately, her vital signs temporarily destabilizing before returning to normal parameters. The energy matrix that had enveloped her dissipated into ambient radiation levels that our instruments could barely detect. I've established continuous monitoring of Lyra's neurological activity. While she appears physically unharmed, her brainwave patterns show persistent anomalies. Whether these represent damage, enhancement, or simply a new baseline remains to be determined. She reports fragmented memories of her time as Ket Maurice's vessel, describing the experience as like drowning in an ocean of alien thoughts while simultaneously expanding beyond physical limitations. We've begun systematic study of the syntax node, proceeding with extreme caution given what we've witnessed. I've implemented strict protocols, no direct contact without protective measures, no solo research, and continuous external monitoring of all team members' elegit gene expression levels. The potential knowledge to be gained is extraordinary, but I cannot ignore the sobering reality that we may be dealing with forces far beyond our current comprehension. History is overflowing with examples of less advanced civilizations being irrevocably altered through contact with more advanced ones, rarely to the benefit of the former. And yet, if what Ket Maurice suggested is true, that this dangerous faction may one day return, isn't it our responsibility to understand what we might face? Knowledge as defense, preparation as preservation. I will proceed, but with measured steps and constant vigilance. The scientist seeks understanding, but the human recognizes danger. I must embody both if we are to navigate this discovery safely. End log.